we went out and he bought me drinks and stuff. Later on down the line, he told me how much that was like his last until he got paid.
And I don't want you to go into debt
Right.
trying to impress me, because that's not going to benefit us overall. Is this person generous? Is he going to spend on you? Also, lifestyle. That person make a lot of money. A girl, you had to do that. Like all these voices in your head, and even though you were happy, like you were happy as is, you let other people come influence.
Like I think it's Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance, and like I love their dynamic, and it's like, and he does not like. She makes way more money than he does.
Men who earn significantly less than their partner are more likely to cheat, not because of money, but because. So we all have a story that we swore we'll take to the grave.
Some graves can't keep secrets forever.
And some secrets deserve an audience.
This is Kissfessionals.
And I'm Krista A. Ego.
And I'm Sarah Sauce.
All right, today we are talking about financial mismatch dating. So dating up or down, depending on who you are, and whether it works or not. Like whether, you can have successful relationships with the incomes not matching up. Let's start with the story as always. So hello, smoochers. I need some help. I recently met a guy, super fine, smart, funny, treats me like a queen. But there's one thing. I make nearly triple his income. I'm in my bougie era. I like nice dinners, spontaneous trips, concert, even self-care Saturdays at the spa. He still is building his career and has the budget to do everything. He insists on paying when we go out. And one night I saw him check his bank balance before the bill. The secondhand stress took me out. My friends keep telling me that dating a man who earns less is setting myself up for problems later. To be honest, I dated men who made more than me, and they treated me like I was an accessory. The chemistry is amazing, but can love survive financial mismatch? Or would I be settling or breaking into old patterns?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, what are your thoughts on this?
I think for me, it comes down to how much you like him and how much he likes you. Because I feel like if a guy really likes you, he will be creative. You don't have to.
I was about to say, where you going with this? Because love take a lot more than just like now.
Right. No, I'm saying they'll become creative, right? You can go from, if you can't afford flowers, if you know your girl is all into flowers, whatever. Like if you have flowers you can pick, or at I know that's a little what like
I'm
like
not
'cause
saying
like at my
anything.
house I have the rose garden, and so it's like you can just go out there and pick me some roses or whatever if that's what you're into, or be really creative. But I think it's your drive, or it's your ego.
Definitely.
Like, how does your ego feel about that? It's really hard when you do make that much more than the person that you're with or that you're dating. But as long as they're not threatened by it, or you don't hold like a carrot over their head, like I make more money than you and you better like behave because of
Right.
that. Like I feel like as long as your ego's not too blown up because you do make that amount of money, and don't make him feel like less than,
Oh
like,
my
and
gosh,
it's like if he's doing the best he can and he's really doing that, like to really hone into that. So that would be definitely my advice is like, how is he treating you? Like if he's like, I've been in a situation before and it's like, we went out and he bought me drinks and stuff. Later on down the line, he told me how much that was like his last until he got paid. And so it was like, but he wanted to make sure that, and it didn't act like it didn't, whatever. And it's like, and then he was getting paid, tomorrow, the next day or whatever. So he, clearly living paycheck to paycheck and stuff. And so, but it was like, he didn't treat me any different. And I had no knowledge of it. He didn't act like, oh my God, like, whatever. And then it was like, and I'm the type of person, like, you buy first round, I'll do second round, And so he was like, when I said that, he was like, okay, good. Like, we was like the second round, but that's just how I roll sometimes. So it wasn't that much of a pressure. And I didn't know nonetheless.
Okay. Okay. I feel like this is for me, it's such a complicated. I think there's a lot more facets that plan at play as at play when we have this financial discussion question. Because in this case, the scenario, he was doing the same things that she wanted. He didn't complain about it. But I really would have reservations if somebody is struggling to keep up
Right.
because I mean, I might not know it at the time, but once I figure out, I'm like, I feel bad for putting this person in this situation. And also the priorities of things would not sit well with me because if you are stressing to take me out on something that I find is might be simple, like it's Tuesday. If I go out, I like to go out to eat a lot. So if this is a regular Tuesday for me, but for you, this is like main event financially to participate and then like, our lifestyles probably are not aligned. And I don't want you to go into debt
Right.
trying to impress me because that's not going to benefit us overall. You cannot like if you can't keep up I don't even like saying that phrase. I just think it's a lifestyle difference. But I feel like if you prioritize trying to impress somebody over honoring your financial situation and trying to get yourself out of the financial
Right.
situation, that's more I don't even wanna say character flaw, but it feels like your priorities are not aligned with my priorities.
Right.
Because if I'm in that situation, I am focusing on how to, like, make more or get to where I'm comfortable in, and I would not be trying to impress somebody that I would never fit in with that person. If you were doing all these things that I wouldn't spend my if I had the money, I wouldn't spend my money like that
Right.
anyway. So, clearly, we probably not aligned at some point, and I probably should just leave it there, but that would be a hard one for me to accept, you spending your last like, "I'm flattered, thank you, I'm flattered," but I just feel like down the line, it won't work out because we'll talk about the data. Financial issues come into play for a lot of divorces and a lot of breakups, right?
So I was like, that could be a sign of like they don't have good money management skills
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that they,
Then you
know,
prioritizing going out when your light bill due or when your
right.
rent due, but you
Right.
wanna go out for drinks. Like, that doesn't
Yeah.
sit well for me.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Alright, why so these questions that came up. Why is money still a relationship power struggle, right? Um, ego in earning, especially for men. Like that's a big thing, the ego. I've seen a lot of clips where they advise women not to date down because they say that the guy will definitely build resentment toward you because you make more than him. Um I think my opinions on this is I don't know what people when I hear people say, "Oh, they need to make X amount, six figures," when they say these things, I really want to pull back the layers of what you actually mean because that what does that $100,000 represent to you? What does that represent to you? Because you could be a make they have a lot of stories where celebrities, all these rich people are stingy AF.
They live a simple
They
life.
still yeah, they still make their girls pay for things. I mean, I wouldn't date them, but they still like 50 Cent. I think the story is one girl, he broke up with one girl for X for $10,000.
Mm.
That was the story that was put out there, allegedly. Um, but I was like, okay, if somebody makes a certain amount, but what does it say about their character? Is this person generous? Is he gonna spend on you? Also, lifestyle. That person make a lot of money. Are they in the house as much as you want them to? Because you see these stories where these trophy wives, they complain about their spouses not being home all the time and they feel lonely. But yeah, they're making the dollar amount that you wanted, but you still don't have the life that you wanted because you were pursuing like you put this dollar figure without knowing what that figure actually represented.
Yeah. Or what it's at cost to that they're working and that they're trying to get, the money to afford you and
Mhm.
afford your lifestyle that you would want it. So
Mhm.
they're busy and, you're
Yeah.
lonely.
Yeah, then I think about gender roles, and I think people is beating out head these traditional gender roles that women stay at home and men go out and work. So that's a big thing that we still combat. And a lot of culture and a lot of things that we do today, we don't realize where it stems from, like
Mhm.
how much
Yeah.
history is actually stemming in our relationships. For instance, not to date this show, but it just came out that it's only been about 50 years since women have been allowed to sign for a mortgage and buy a house without a male signature. Think about how much dependence was put on men because women had to be dependent on them. And now we're deviating from that culture shift where women have more rights. We make like money. We don't have that dependency that like the laws and society made us have back in those days. And there's a big culture shift, and there's a lot of combativeness and conflict, even in this question
Right.
as to why that exists. It exists because that dependency was written in law, like literally written in law. But now we deviating from it now. Oh, women are so horrible because they're independent. It's just so much conflict. I think we struggle with trying to navigate these type of relationships. I should think you do you. Whatever works for y'all too.
Right, right,
Uh, cause whatever works for y'all too. If he's better with the kids, are you already in a position? I just don't think. I think you should keep other people out your business and not let other people influence what they think you should be doing. If
right.
my households run very well with the guy being at home and not making the money and we happy, it's not until other people start, girl, you make this, or girl, you have to do that. Like all these voices in your head, and even though you were happy, like you were happy as is, you let other people
Outside influences.
come influence how you feel about your person. So I think that will plays a huge part in this
And I
too.
think also like some men are nurturers too. So it's like I know someone who is career driven. She, was so focused and stuff, and she's an amazing mom. That doesn't take away from her, but it's like she thrives out in that environment of work, and
Mhm.
so and being this high level person. So and then her man or her child's father like is that like loving, nurturing,
Right.
and so that their dynamic works for them because he it's taking care of the house and it's not like a
Yeah.
thing.
I think that's really unfair to just like discredit how much a damn house takes to run. Laundry, laundry,
I hate putting away
making
laundry.
sure like the kids are set, just structure of how much a house take. And it's really effed up because those were women roles. And we always like, you don't value what we do in the house. But like if we go and do like turn that table or flip that coin, if a man at home, are you valuing how less household responsibility is because now a man doing it instead of a woman?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and then yeah, and then the other aspect too, like I think it's Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance, and like I love their dynamic, and it's like, and he does not like she makes way more
Mhm.
money than he does, and is so more of an established actor than he is, and but their dynamic like. The way they are with each other is really, really dope to
Mhm.
see, and how much he loves and respects her, and he's like, "I know I'll never make that as much money as she does,
Exactly.
and I'm okay with that."
Uh-huh.
And so it didn't it's just yeah, like you said, it's their dynamic, and what does it work for you between you and either your egos, the egos.
Yeah,
You gotta get
I
rid of
just
that
think like,
ego.
what does this know? He need to make XYZ. Okay,
For what?
what does
Right,
that mean? So if you value that $100,000 that this man makes because you think you could go on nice trips or you could go more places, what if that person already like the plug without making that number? Oh, he might make 60, but he could get me in any concert.
right.
We still take trips. Are that person creative? We might not go to different restaurants every night, but I value food more than going out. And this motherfucking is
The chef, right?
A Michelin star chef. So
Right.
are you discounting, Michelin, they probably make a lot more money. But still, like this person is a bomb cook and make excellent food. So
Right,
that money represents going out to dinner for great food, but you have great food at house. So are you discounting that? I just think peel back the layers.
right.
That $100,000 don't really mean anything. That person can have it, but not give it to you. That person can
Mhm.
have it, but not prioritize the things that you like.
Right.
So the lifestyle is still mismatched, but you got this person that makes the amount that you say you think you need.
Yeah, I love men who could cook.
I
There's just
know.
something about it. It's
I
like,
know.
cause I can cook, but it's like, but a man that, oh, there's something so sexy about that. Like,
Definitely.
cook for me, okay.
Right. The smell be coming through the I said, "Oh my god," I love, like, coming home after work or after I've been out. I remember just coming home, and I'm like, "I'm about to open the door, but I just smell these." Like, "God, is that curry?" Like, I mean, having the plate ready. Oh,
Right. Oh
just
my god, there's something just magical about that.
right. Or, like, coming home after you do, like, butt ass, you still tired, like, "Oh, come on, we're gonna go get to eat."
Right.
"Don't you make money?"
Right, so don't discount that. A man
Mhm.
cook, well, that brings a lot. Mm.
65% of marriages list money stress as the number one conflict. That's from Sunchez's Bank Relationship Survey. Men who earn significantly less than their partner are more likely to cheat,
Mm.
not because of money, but because of the ego threat. That was the University of Connecticut in 2025.
I think that happens a lot more too when women hold it over their head. "You
Yeah.
broke, you can't even afford, whoop, whoop, whoop," and it's like, always throwing
Hmm.
that in their face and trying to intentionally make them um feel bad about their
Yeah.
financial situations or whatever it is, and it's like, and like you said, discounting all the other things that he may be doing, and so
Yeah.
that ego cannot take that, and it's like it's going to get someone else who wants to value them. They need to be
Hmm.
feel appreciated and loved on, and it
True.
clearly ain't coming from you.
Damn. Yeah. That's something I can never do to a person. It's just like, golly, you don't know when you might be in that
Right.
situation.
Right.
All right, it's so simple for, the guy if the guy in that situation, horrible, but if a woman, like, "Oh, you're supposed to take care of me anyway."
Right.
Like, if a woman broke, it's like, who cares? All right. Women are 91% more likely to be the ones who end the relationship due to long-term financial instability. Couples with financial transparency are 3 times more satisfied in their relationship. I totally get that. It's not something I did previously, but if I was to get married or have a real committed relationship, I want to have a meeting every month at least
Go
to
over our
just
bills.
go
Yeah.
over issues
Budget.
like financial stuff. What are our financial goals? How are we looking toward meeting them? Um, just discuss like how like what goals do we have? What shared accounts do we have? Are there any investments? As well as just other things that I think it's good to just sit up and catch on up on household business,
Right.
finances being the part of them. Kids, like what they're doing, who need to be at what game, how
What's
we
the
how
schedule looking like?
yeah, how when we how sex laid
Right.
out, how sex planning life looked out, but where we going, what trips we want to take. I think that's important to just have that communication. Or if we saving for a trip, how the finances look like toward meeting our goals, as well as other household business. Right. All right. So gender shifts. 29% of heterosexual women in the U.S. now earn more than their male partners.
Mm,
So that's becoming a norm. It's something that's not going away. So everybody got to figure out how to deal with it.
right. I think for me is like, and it's not even ambition. It's
Hmm.
like one hustler mentality because I'm gonna figure it out. Like we gonna make this work one way or
Right.
another. I'm a hustle try to figure out. So like having that, it's like okay, we have the I don't maybe necessarily have the money right now, but I have the potential to make it, and I
Exactly.
will set my mind to it, and it will work out. Other than just like woe is me, or like you just sitting around doing nothing to contribute. Like you
Yeah.
coming home to laundry ain't done. Like like you
I
said,
know. Come
what you
on.
bring for home for dinner, you ready to cook, and you sitting there playing video games all day. Those are the type of relationships I can see that the dynamic is like. Well, I mean, one, you really need to check in and see, are you all right? Like, why are
Hmm.
you feeling like this and just sitting around? Are you depressed? Like, are you going through something? Like, what is
Hmm.
going on? But I could definitely see those relationships not working out.
Right.
Is like what for me, it has to be like, are you doing something?
Yes.
Like, cause just like me, I can't sit around and just not do anything. I
Yeah.
can't be a person that I know enough about me that I know I have to work.
Gotcha.
That's a part of like my self-worth is like I have to work and do something. So even if I had this man who's making millions of dollars, I know I'm gonna have to have extreme
Yeah,
hobbies. I'm gonna have to be dedicated to some kind of something,
I agree.
and just can't sit around and look cute all day.
I
I mean,
agree.
I will be looking cute all
Thank
day.
you for
I will be looking cute all
that part.
day,
That
but
that
doing
part.
something while I'm doing it.
That part, that part. Yeah, definitely. And then back to the number again. Like I probably dated guys who didn't have it, but they know something about. They always had the hookup. Like
Right,
they always about to take care of me. Like
right,
if it's not just paying it, they got the hookup. They know somebody, that knows something about it,
right.
and they got me. They got me. All right, Reddit polls. Reddit polls. So we put it out there. Would you date someone who earns way less? The only problem is I didn't separate the women versus men.
Oh,
So everybody is grouped together. But would you date someone who earns way less than you? 58% says yes. Love is love. 27% says only if he's, I guess it is, only if he's ambitious. 15% says nope, we need to be aligned. And the top comment was, "I don't want to feel like I'm mommying a grown man." Mm,
that part.
mm. Alright, poll 2. Do income mismatches cause fights? 2%, yes. Mismatch, there's resentment over who's pays, there's judgment about spending. A spicy comment was, "He wants to split everything 50-50, but my rent is triple his."
Mm.
Mm. Alright, last
How
question.
you splitting 50-50 and y'all ain't living together? Hold he's
Alright. If she pays more, should she expect more? 31% says yes, comfort shouldn't be one-sided. 69% says no, money and effort do not equate.
That's hard. So, like, I know in my previous marriage, like he just made more money than I did. It was never a time that he always just made more money than I did. So I would pay all the smaller bills. He would pay the bigger bills.
Yeah, and that's
But
still
it's like,
contributing.
right,
It's not 50. You have to consider what's fair. 50-50 is not always fair.
right. And
Yeah.
it's not, and it may be just 50, may not be 50-50 financial, but it's like 50-50 contributing to the relationship as a whole.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
is it like emotional support? Are they, caring, understanding, like all these other things? There's other ways to be have 50-50, and it doesn't have to be financial, and most of the times it's really not. It's like the emotional intelligence, are they there for you to talk to
Mhm.
work through things? Are they contributing in other ways?
True, true. If I'm paying for a date, I'm getting some.
Such a dude, right?
Right, I'm getting some.
You putting out,
Right. Just joking.
kind of.
All right. So I did, while we talk about financial mismatch, we do have to recognize that there are seasons where, you could be a great person, but you just don't have it. Like there's ebbs and flows to life. You could lose your job or something awful could happen to you, and it could really affect your finances. That doesn't change the great person that you were to me before you didn't have it. And this IG clip came up. So it basically summarized that it basically says that you as a good friend or partner or mate, you definitely shouldn't shame people when they're broke, but also kind of recognize when they might be going through things. Because what happens is if you don't have the money, you are withdrawing, you kind of embarrassed, so you won't say why you can't participate, why I can't go out to dinner, why I can't take you on this fancy date. It's embarrassing, you feel a certain way, but that should not take you out of being in community and having certain relationships with the people that you love. And I think we just have to recognize that some people are genuine, and we have to challenge ourselves to look past dollar signs and past monetary things and material things to see who people actually are.
Right. I can't imagine like that's money to me, it comes and goes. Like I've
Mhm.
had it and I've been on top and I've been on the under the
Make it
street.
rain, make it rain, make it rain.
So I get like I have experienced both. So it's like, and I know like it's just like life, ups and downs and
Mhm.
peaks and valleys. And so it's like, yeah, there's sometimes, yeah, I got it. I have no problem, but sometimes I don't. And it's like, yeah,
I got you, friend. I got you. You got me.
right.
They're like, "Oh, you got me for another round." Such a good friend.
Right.
Such a good friend. Another round, please.
Right. So I can't ever imagine looking at, especially it's like, is this, yeah, like, is this a season or is this a character? Like, you always broke. Like,
Yeah.
are you not financially responsible?
Mhm.
And so that's a different.
Yeah, another thing is there's,
Mm.
manipulation that probably plays a part of it with, always playing broke, was you really like oh, shout out to my little sister. She has grown up so much, but back in the day, she used to milk being a baby sister. So she didn't get it from my daddy, she got it from my mama, she went to my older sister, she went to me, and she always knew she was taken care of. She just had that baby complex till to a point where we had to have an intervention, and we all had to just stop giving her money because we realized that she was playing broke and she didn't want to get a real career. What dawned on me, um, I was like, "Girl, you've been job interviewing for 2 years. You didn't get an offer yet?" Girl, I had offers everywhere. I just didn't want to do it. Whoo! And you got $100 of my money, girl. So she finally grew out of it, and she realized, like, she apologized for her behavior, and she's like an awesome auntie now to all her nieces and nephews. So she's a great person. But she realized that we had to cut her off to stop taking advantage of people being nice to you with giving you money.
Right.
So I want to play a game. So we're gonna do some skits of what we are gonna do some skits of what
Manipulation.
thank you. What
Manipulation.
manipulation might look
Like,
like
yeah,
versus a genuine person that's probably going through things.
right.
Okay, so this is what you tell us before we put the answers. You tell us what good or bad might look like. Okay,
Right.
he can't afford fancy dates, but how does he respond?
Let's pause on restaurant dates for now. And how about I take you to a picnic this weekend, and I'll bring your favorite snacks.
Why you like all those expensive places? You're trying to be bougie for no reason.
So with my scenario, he's broke or may not have money right now, but he puts forth effort. Like, he's trying. So, and he's not lazy. So yeah, he's trying.
That dude here is just trying to use he's insecure, he's trying to use manipulation, he's trying to shame your lifestyle just because of the places that you like to do, he can't afford it. So instead of admitting and trying to do something, alternative option, he just wanna shame you for it. You invite him to celebrate with your group of friends for your birthday. Babe, I can't do a group dinner right now, but I want to celebrate privately with you. Is that okay?
He goes to you all week and shows up after all the spending and celebrations over.
All right. In my scenario, he is openly admitting, like, hey, I can't probably do a group thing. I mean, I can afford it. He don't necessarily saying it, but read between the lines that he wants to be there. So instead of doing a big thing, he still is making an effort to celebrate with you privately. That says that you're still important to him. He's not completely dismissing you.
Right, and disappearing all week. I mean, you know me, we celebrate all month long, so okay, you better come back. But no, I don't. Yeah, in that scenario, what he's doing is that he is showing you he really doesn't care, and so he just when you need it, and he won't show up when it's needed the most.
He's always stressed about money. He opens up to you, explains that he's working toward a goal and may not be able to do some of the things he used to. He doesn't dump it all on you.
Every conversation turns out, let me hold something, or that, oh, you're so lucky, you don't have to deal with those type of problems.
In my case, the person is opening up to you. Not only he's explaining that although this is temporary, he has a goal and you should want somebody that has goal and ambition. And he's being very vulnerable and saying, "I'm in this critical spot right now." He's not dumping it on you and try to use emotional abuse or things like that. He's not making you feel a certain way. He's just saying, like, "Babe, this is temporary, and I'm working towards something greater for us."
Yeah, and in my scenario, they are using emotional blackmail disguised as struggle.
He keeps asking for money just until payday.
He borrows money, ghosts you, disappears, borrows money, has every excuse that you can think of, borrows money, and then doesn't get it back. But he has all the money for new video games, the new shoes. You see him showing up with flashy things, and yeah, and he ain't give you back the money.
All right, this person asks to borrow money, has a plan for it, pays back on time with a huge thank you.
And in my scenario, this person isn't struggling. He just you ain't the priority, and he has his priorities, yeah, not aligned with you.
hmm My scenario has a plan. You know exactly what the money is going to be used for. He pays back on time when he says with a huge thank you. So it's really he really needed something. You were there for him. I would add though that I'm gonna need a little interest. Okay. I don't want interest on all my funds. Lifestyle jealousy. He watches you thrive. And how does he react?
I love seeing you win. Your win is my win.
You think you better than me? And also a bunch of side little slick comments.
He's emotionally there for you and really rooting for you and creating a safe space.
He has insecurities that has now turned into resentment. Does he show love in non-monetary ways? He helps cook, clean, helps out with rides. He fixes things. He shows up in ways that he can afford.
He never he never pays and he never initiates. Uh he always benefits from it.
This scenario, he is a real partner. Partnership is gives and takes in a lot more ways than just monetary.
And in mine, it's a one-way street. Every day looks like a one-way transaction.
Oh, bestie, this the end of our episode.
Here comes to the end.
So hopefully you guys took away what to know from financial mismatch dating when it's manipulation versus when somebody really deserves a shot and what that should look like or could look like or help you shape your own way.
Right. Have you ever experienced that? What are your thoughts on that? And did it work out? Is it still working? Like, what's the dynamic?
hmm
Send us your messages. Let us know.
We'll love to know. In the meantime, go get yourself the sex planner. Also, be on the lookout for some cool things that we're pushing out and continue to stream, like, and share our podcast on all the podcast platforms.
Next time. See you next time.